So we're here at the 2024 Larz Anderson Museum Porsche Day. I wouldn't want to be here. Are you kidding me? The wandering Bostonian had to show up. And not only do I have to show up, I had to bring my Porsche and just join in. Because this is I've never seen so many Porsches in my life.
It's a great Boxster, right?
Oh, and there's great. I actually like Boxsters.
Yeah.
Boxsters are my thing.
There you go. There's mine.
And it's Ruby?
Ruby.
You have a name for it, too. That's awesome.
We're trying to vote for her today.
Oh, yeah.
On the QR code. All you have to do is scan the QR code with your phone.
Wow.
And then you just go, Best Boxster, 9-8. There you go.
Awesome.
Come on down.
I love it. All right, so once again, the Wandering Bostonian's out, and I'm looking at all these Porsches. I mean, you name it, it is here today. And I even think that my friend, the camera guy, Tom, was like, wait a minute, Brian, this is a little out of control. I don't think I've ever seen this before in my life. But I wanted to come over and actually do my Porsche for a little bit. So it is an anniversary edition. It's a 2001. So it's an antique, quite like me. But in great condition, and I take it out. And one thing about Porsches, you gotta drive them. Don't stick them in the garage and not drive them. Any Porsche that I have, I've actually used. So driving from here all the way down to Florida, doing all the keys and everything, that's what the car was designed to do. It needs to get out. And believe it or not, you're gonna run into problems if you don't drive the car as much, because that leads to other things. And what I mean by that is your oils, your fluids, stuff like that. If you don't drive it, it does actually hurt the car. And, you know, it gets lonely. It wants to be driven. So we're gonna go out today and we're just gonna look at so many different vehicles and see why Porsche, a German car made in Stuttgart, is so important even here in America. See the Larz Anderson Museum in the back? And that's the central building right there. They have a couple of levels you can go down in. I've actually filmed a few events there. Absolutely amazing on the inside. We're gonna pop in there and get a look-see a little bit later on. But I'm just gonna stay out here with the Porsches and some of the race cars that they have, the Panamera, the GT3s, I mean, you name it. I've seen so many Porsches, I don't even know, a Boxster S, a Carrera, a 911, a Turbo. I don't even know. So let's just get out there and see some good stuff. So both of these cars made in Germany over here, in Stuttgart, over here, this one as well. The difference is, I guess, the bumper. So I was told the bumper wasn't up to standard in the United States, so that car, if it hit on the bumper, it would actually damage the car, where this one could actually, you know, take a hit or two. But again, the lines look better on that one. So what way do you go? Is it safety or is it lines? Or is driving a Porsche safe as it is? So actually being out and being on a road rally a few years ago, this was the hot car to get, the GT3R. And I guess it's the most sought after one if you're looking at doing any track stuff or any long range, you know, rally. This is the car to have. And I've seen it handle on the track, and what a difference it makes from the suspension, the upgrades that they've done throughout the year. They're always making something that's completely unbelievable better. So I can't even tell you, I don't even know what type of Porsche this is. I know it's a race car. And look how low it is to the ground. And look at the seating in there, the bucket seats. This is stripped down. This is all about speed. That's all this thing says to me. Speed, corners, and winning races. And talking about Ferdinand Porsche, and talking about, you know what, back to the, you know, the Le Mans and the Grand Prix. This is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I mean, there's just too many people around. It doesn't matter. They're all over the place. They're gonna be walking back and forth. This is the car to see it. I think it's show. I think if I was gonna vote, I'd vote for this. So let's talk Porsche, not only Porsche, 1976 Porsches and the 914 models that were made between a partnership between Volkswagen and Porsche, because they wanted actually a sports car in their lineup. They didn't actually use it in their lineup, and Porsche had a thing where, you know, where we're diluting the brand, but hey, look, they're here. So let's talk about the Porsche Speedster. I came around and I'm like looking at really cool cars, and then I see this one. 502 horsepower? What does that thing do on the track? I mean, I couldn't even imagine. I'm 180 in my car. I couldn't imagine what this one goes, maybe 220, 230, but over 8,000 RPMs and 502 horsepower. I guess they started to come out in 2019. I don't know. I'm in love. I wish I had it. What are we looking at right now, Tom? the Carrera, right? And let me tell you, the Carrera, what makes it unique, very high horsepower, and that comes from the development of the SUVs and the bigger engines it took to run these bigger vehicles, and the spin-off is this project. A 6-speed manual, beautiful leather interior. Oh man, I can just imagine driving this one, sit around the Autobahn, or actually through like France or Spain where I've been. This would be the car I'd like to take around. 600 horsepower. So again, when we're looking at this one, we're looking at an SUV and a Porsche like we were talking about before with the Carrera upgrade with the larger engines. Well, this thing, I guess, it pays the bills. And SUVs became so famous that everyone wanted to drive an SUV. Maybe they had a family now and they wanted to still drive that Porsche and have that feeling. They purchased this. And that actually let all this happen. So when you look at it, it enabled the company itself to grow, expand, and actually, it actually purchased Volkswagen, right? With just the money from this car. I mean, that's amazing. You know, so you purchased a whole other company, so you can only imagine the sales. I feel this way about it. I'm more a traditional guy, but SUVs. So we're here at one of the antique Porsche Cs, and when these models first came out in '48, believe it or not, they were $3,750, which today's market are probably around $47,000. So it wasn't quite a bit of money back then, but the new Porsche Cs that just came out, you look at the price point on those, $206,000. So 4 times as much as it cost before to have them. And to have something that is this unique and have something look so good after so many years, amazing. So this is another reason why I say the people that work at the Commonwealth of Massachusetts are special, because they put this one as rejected. Give me a break. It's rejected because it's not street legal. I mean, this thing, I heard it coming in, and the throttle on that, the turbo that you heard, this is about speed, this is about off-road, and this is a beautiful machine. How dare you put an R on that? How dare you, Massachusetts? So we're here at the Porsche in the Larz Anderson Museum 2024, and I met a more classic Porsche design owner here, and you are?
Emma Johnson.
Emma Johnson. And Emma, like, I'm looking at the demographic here, and you're a very young person. So you're into these German-made cars, these European cars. Why?
Well, my dad, he's a car mechanic. He's been a car mechanic for, oh my gosh, so many years. He's always loved and worked on cars. And I was at the age where I wanted to buy my own car. And I've always loved classic cars. He's instilled this love in classic cars in me from like a very young age. I remember going to car shows with him at like Lime Rock in Connecticut. Yeah. Ever since I was little. And so when I was looking to buy a car, I knew I wanted something that was older and had like character to it. And he specializes in German cars, so he was always like, get a German car, get a German car, get a German car.
And this is an 85?
Yes, 85.
So an 85 model car still driving around. You tell me one 2001 car that came out that's still out there, and you don't see that many.
No.
You know, so you really, I mean, not only have a great portal, because your dad, you can help out with that, but I think it says something, like when the younger generation realizes the quality of cars.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you must get some looks driving around this.
Definitely.
First of all, she's attractive, okay? You can see that. But secondly, the car, so it's like you're like a double threat when you're out driving your car, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And you might have friends that want to go out with you and go driving and stuff like that?
Yeah, a lot of my friends do love the car, love sitting in it.
Yeah. And have you taken it any place really cool to like take photo shoots and do stuff like that? Or?
I've been on Lime Rock. They had a track day, so I went there and drove on the track, and there was a photographer. So there's a couple pictures over on the track at Lime Rock. As for just like professional pictures or like cool places for pictures, I drive around Connecticut a lot, which is some great views.
And you're local to here? You're local to Boston?
I go to school in Boston.
Oh, okay.
I gotcha. My family's from Connecticut, so
I kind
of like that.
I gotcha. But she can still get her car fixed if anything goes wrong, right? I mean, not that you would need it. I mean, I've driven all the way down to Florida in mine, and I saw a multitude of cars just on the side of the road, broken down. And the Porsche aluminum engines, you know what I'm saying? They really disperse the heat well, and they operate better in a hotter temperature too. So they're actually made to be driven. And I'm glad that you actually, I mean, you drive your car, right?
Yes, I drive her tuned from Connecticut up to Maine, really anywhere.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, Emma, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Great to meet you.
And I guess the rev on the turbo just ended it. All right, so hey, look at this Porsche, the Turbo S. It is unbelievable. And if you look at like that one, and you look at where street racing has come today, and I'm sure this thing has a pretty good top speed, right, Adam? Is it?
Yeah.
What is your top speed on this sucker?
I've been 203 in it with the top down, so.
So 203 the top down. You didn't get into any wave or any shake on that?
No, I had the wind deflector up, so it's kind of
okay.
I didn't even have the windows up.
Yeah.
With the side windows up, it's even better with the wind deflector. But.
Right. I find mine when I get like around 180, it starts to like shimmy a little bit. You know, it doesn't have it. This is different. This is a different animal. It hugs a little better. It's a little lower. And look at the size fin in the back for that stabilizer. That sucker comes up and pushes that butt down again. So when you got that nice high speed, wow.
Especially with the Cup 2s now.
Yeah. Well, I love it, and I love the paint work on it, man.
Right.
It's a good car.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one, man.
I guess we're going to wrap it today because we want to take a look at more of these Porsches out here. And you know what? I don't have enough time in the day to make more videos. So this is going to be our exit. This is what you're seeing. We'll have some great pictures later on. We'll have some documentary on some of the cars. But like, this is it, man. Look at it. The museum in the background, these beautiful Porsches. I tell you, I'm having a field day over here. So the one thing that the wandering Bostonian loves, he loves to wander. Wander into places like this with a lot of cool cars.